Alright, let's talk about the absolute circus that went down between the Braves and Yankees this weekend, because honestly, if you made this up, people wouldn't believe it. Imagine being ejected from a game before the game even starts. That's what happened to Chris Sale, and it's sparking one of the wildest debates baseball's had in years. But here's the thing. This isn't just about one bad call. It's about a sport clinging to archaic rules while the real world screams for change. Let me break it down. So Chris Sale, the Braves ace, isn't even pitching yet, right? But he's already out of the game. Why? Because the umpire claimed he twitched his leg and didn't declare he was switching to the windup. Wait, what? Let me pause here. If you're a hybrid pitcher, meaning you use both a windup and a stretch, you have to announce your intent to the umpires? That's the rule? Personally, I think this is the kind of bureaucratic nonsense that makes baseball feel like it's stuck in 1903. Who decided this was a hill to die on? The same people who still think pitchers should wipe dirt off their jerseys between innings? But here's what fascinates me. The ejection itself. Sale's been tossed 4 times in his career. But this is the first time he didn't even throw a single pitch. And get this, it happened at Yankee Stadium, the same park where he got ejected 7 years ago. Coincidence? Maybe. But it raises a deeper question. Are certain umpires just not fans of Sale? Or is this a pattern where star players become targets for overzealous officials trying to make a point? I've watched enough sports to know that egos in uniforms, both on the field and behind the plate, can turn a game into a drama fest in seconds. Then there's Braves manager Walt Weiss, who got tossed mid-argument. His first ejection as manager, and it's over a call that hinges on a rule 90% of fans don't even know exists? What this really suggests is that managers are trapped in a lose-lose scenario. If they don't fight for their players, they look indifferent. If they do, they get kicked out, costing their team momentum. Weiss probably knew that going in, but sometimes you have to burn a life preserver to save your guy. Still, does this moment even matter in the grand scheme? The Yankees won 3-2, but how much of that was because the Braves were rattled? We'll never know. Let's zoom out. The balk rule is a dumpster fire of technicalities. A twitch of the leg? A pitcher's toe not pointing the right way? In an era where analytics track spin rates and exit velocities down to the decimal, why are we still policing whether a guy's knee bends 0.5 degrees too far? What many people don't realize is that these calls are almost always subjective. They're not about fairness, they're about tradition. And tradition in baseball is often just an excuse to resist progress. If the league wants to stay relevant to younger fans, it needs to simplify these rules or admit they're just ceremonial at this point. So here's my final thought. This whole saga isn't about Chris Sale. It's about a sport at a crossroads. On one hand, you've got purists clinging to the integrity of rules written by guys who probably wore top hats. On the other, you've got a generation of players, fans, and even managers who want a game that makes sense and moves faster than a 4-hour TikTok video. What's more entertaining? A pitcher getting tossed for leg twitching? Or a dynamic game where the focus is on the actual play? The answer's obvious. The question is whether MLB will ever listen.